Welcome back. Happy weekend. So now it's been a bit of a bad time in the office, not gonna lie. So we lost at cricket and it weren't great. We didn't just lose, we got absolutely battered. And it's just one of them, like we feel it they cheated against us last time. They were just giving pointless wides because we batted first and put like 250 on. And they knew they couldn't chase it, so they were cheating the wides and extra balls to try and beat us. So we played them yesterday at their ground, and what the ball was doing on the pitch was just annoying. Like it was just bouncing up over your head out of nowhere, and it was just so unpredictable. So we fielded first, got them all out for 204 in 35 overs. So we done that, and then they got us all out for I think 106, which is pretty dire, really. So yeah, that weren't great, but we're still top of the table. But still, it weren't great. So now for next week, regarding the news, I think it's only majorly going to be the euro that's going to be impacted. So that's on Thursday, which we'll have a look at. There is a little bit of US dollar news as well to come, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't think it's going to be big. So, like Monday, nothing. Bank holiday in Japan. So, the Asian market could be a little bit slow this evening. Tuesday, Bailey speaks about the pound. That could impact the British pound Swiss franc trade. Wednesday, not a lot going on with Wednesday. No, and then this is the kiddie. Thursday. I mean, yeah. The only good thing is that I like about the Euro news, though, it's always done and dusted. It's in the morning and it's out of the way. Do you know what I mean? It's you wake up, sound, news, give it half hour, and that's it, done. Happy days, crack on with it. But the USD news is always very annoying because it's halfway through the day. And one thing I've noticed with US dollar news and high volatile sessions is like sometimes you'll get a new news announcement at 1:30 British time, which is 8:30 Chicago time in America when the stocks market opens. So it's half two here, 8:30 in the morning there. And when that market opens and there's been a news event an hour before and the market hasn't done anything, it's really weird, but it does happen. And I'm sure many of you have seen it happen before, but the move will then happen like 2 hours later. Like out of nowhere, you'll just get sheer volume and just absolute pumping drive of candles. And you're thinking, you're a bit hour late to the party there, mate. Like you were supposed to turn up to the party an hour ago, and now you've all of a sudden just decided to turn up when we're in profit. Great, that's nice of you, thank you. So that's yeah, and it's a bit like what Trump done last week. You know, everything was hunky dory. You're laughing, you're in profit, and then Trump does what Trump does best. He puts a little article online, and then makes everything go nuts, and it's very annoying. But hey ho. So yeah, a lot of news for Thursday for the euro, basically, and the pound as well. And then it's just flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI for the US dollar, which is 245. It's a quarter to three. That's Thursday. Friday, pretty chilled out day. Chill day Friday. So in terms of like, I'm not in no trades now. Like last week took me out, break even, bit of profit. So I'm not in any trades. I'm gonna wait and chill out and just observe and watch. If the Euro USD keeps going down, then happy days. But yeah, it is what it is. So someone said about Trump's signing of the establishment of the first crypto law, something along these type of lines. On the 18th of July, President Trump signed the Genius Act into law for the first federal legalization focused on stablecoin regulations. The signing marked as a major step in US crypto oversight and signaled the country's push to lead in digital finance. Today cements the American dominance in digital assets. President Trump said during the signing ceremony, joined by lawmakers and industry leaders, it's good for the dollar and it's good for the country. So the law establishes a comprehensive federal framework for stable coins, a type of crypto designed to maintain a 1-to-1 against the US dollar. Now, until stablecoins have operated in a legal grey area with guardrails to protect consumers, prevent financial instability, or limited exploitation by malicious actors. The Genius Act. So basically, what it is, long and short of it is, without beating around the bush, because I'd like to get straight to the point, because I can't be doing with going around the bush. Long and short of it is that the American government, the Federal Reserve, the elite, they've basically seen how much money people have been making out of crypto for the last 10 years. And they want their piece of the pie. They simply want their piece of the pie. And they'll just put hurdles in place, and they'll put stuff in place to basically keep an eye on how much money you're making, or just so they can keep a finger on it, just so they know what things are going on, and they just want their piece of the pie. You know, they've already got about a whole bakery's worth of pies anyway, but they just want a piece of another pie because they don't think they've got enough. So we'll go with it. We'll go with it. It is what it is. But that's all it basically means. Long and short of it is. So, yeah, without further ado, hang on. We might have a bit of a problem here, Houston. We do have a problem here. Hang on a minute. Because my thingy's in the way and I can't click on my trading view. So, there we go. Cool. So let's go. So gold. So, like I said last week, gold's like it was lovely last week. It was going good with gold. We were in on these sells essentially here. Yeah, it was these. That was the trade I was in last week. And then Trump decided to say what he did. That was this candle here. Took break evens out, potential profits, or there was profits as well taken out, but two break evens, two 1-to-1 profits. So that's what this move was here. And with the uncertainty coming within the market, I reckon gold's just going to keep going, because I know we've just read a bit of that article about Trump's act of stable coins for major for major cryptocurrencies, like probably XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the major ones that you all know. He reckons that's going to strengthen the dollar. It's probably just another one of his games to manipulate the market. I don't know. It just doesn't. It's annoying. See, when I was trading 5 years ago, you had none of this. Absolutely none of this. I just wish I knew what I knew now 5 years ago. But yeah, part of life's learning curves. So my view on gold now is really, I mean, I do genuinely think it's just going to go up quite a way now. Again, there's no real supply as such up here. Not really. It's all been tapped. Like, tapped multiple times now. So, yeah. This supply zone on the daily's been tapped fair amount of times now. So it's not going to be as accurate as it once was. This is where I think the new high will come. on gold. It will push up, probably get a stinking candle going through it like that. And then see what it does. It could get up to like 3.5. I think gold could get up to 3.500, yeah. Where it was back in the 22nd of April, start of this year. It's a real hard one, gold, guys. With what Trump's been up to, with what he's got planned, I wouldn't put past gold to just keep pumping now. I mean, you look at the structure on the 4-hour, sort of failed to break the new highs here, but that's because it was end of play for last week. But if you look at this, like, and then you do your levels. That's visual staircase, guys. You're walking up a staircase. Whoever's walking up this staircase on gold, you're walking up a pretty good staircase, mate, to be honest. I just use the term staircase because I'm pretty certain every single one of you knows what a set of stairs are. So he's going upstairs. He's going up to bed. It's gonna go up and break new all-time highs. This gold, I think, now. With what's been going on, it's a bit annoying. It is a bit annoying, but it is part and parcel of trading. It's part and parcel of the game. So, and I think it's going to be quite some explosion as well. Like, to me, this area here is almost like a coiled up spring now, just ready to just pop. Coiled up spring, just ready to go whack. Bit like what Alexander Usyk done to Dubois last night. Whacked him straight in the jaw. Knocked him out. But yeah, I do think this is the play with gold now. So if you want to get into some buys, again, guys, this is not financial advice, right? This is just my personal opinion on the markets from being in the industry for many years and just knowing what I know and do what I do, essentially. So from a buying perspective to where we are now, sensibly, if you do want to get into some longs, I would wait for. I know a lot of you are thinking, "Oh, Matt, you're right next to this supply," but it's been tapped a lot of times, nearly breached. So I think all the orders out of this supply is now pretty much down to the last 2 or 3. Like they're all exhausted. So pullbacks to these areas would be nice on gold, basically around here, and then you would look to take your longs sort of like this, really real safe stop loss, and then you got a nice little target there. All right, so that's a potential long, which I will look at as well. That's a potential long. Be higher time frame structure to continue up. So that's that. Right, let's go and have a look at the euro. Me head and shoulders. I'm not going to say what that also looks like. Picture a fist. Close knuckles. Oh God, look at that. Yeah. So I say about it mirrors the move down as it mirrors the move up. I have a funny feeling unless the euro by Thursday is sort of down to this area, round about here by Thursday. Knowing the euro, my honest opinion of the euro is a bit of a pain in the bum, to be honest with you. I think it could probably just dance around here till Thursday, just sideways, up and down, up and down. Thursday comes, get the news, wallop down. Unless it does travel down slowly until Thursday, and then they use Thursday as a catalyst to continue walloping down. Euro weakness to come. I've said it for a few weeks. definitely weakness in the euro. But again, like behind the doors, in the news and stuff, there is so much going on behind the door, behind closed scenes, with regards to the euro and NATO and expenditures, and so they're not. It's not easy. It's not making anything easy. So in terms of this euro, if you're already in the cells, stay in there. Make sure you're at stop loss to break even. Like I'm sure a lot of you probably got into some re-entries after we had that big candle up, and fair play to you. Yeah, not really a great deal to speak about with the euro, if I'm honest. From a weekly perspective, I'll get rid of everything. Actually, I can hide it, can't I? There we go. From a weekly perspective, weekly demand, big weekly demand, it's sort of tapped into, which is a bit dangerous, really. Because supply's up here, demand's down there. And that is weekly supply, that would be a rally-based drop. Good clean move in, good cleanish move out-ish. Yeah. A lot. The news is going to be a big factor for the long-term movement on the euro for sure. So it's one to be monitored closely. To be honest, how it goes. I mean, yeah. High time frame structures. Sort of could be a pullback for the continuation, but this is a big old head and shoulders pattern, massive head and shoulders pattern, really. Which I drew it. We had Batman's mask last week. Oh, didn't realise I was going to put my original ones on, but yeah, if you can make out this sort of shoulder, head, shoulder, and down. That's my nice long-term view on the euro, with your target all the way down here, which it would hit as well. This time by probably not September, probably October time. Beginning of October, middle of October should be down here. If the news is the catalyst to keep pushing it down in the downward direction, that is. There is a trade coming up on the British pound Swiss franc. Few people are already in it. I was talking to people about it last week, and they were messaging me saying, yeah, they're in it. And I've pointed out this to them already, which I'll point out to you guys. The dollar, again, sort of no real pullback on the daily back into any of these demands. And again, I really can't see the daily, the dollar just going up there before having a pullback. Like next week, we're going to get a pullback down into here. I think for it to be a sustainably healthier move. But then this will also be the catalyst, because I said dollar weakness to come potentially after what Trump. See, a lot can change so quickly. And it can change so much of such a massive outcome. It's not easy to do these explaining the charts and how Trump's acted. It's not easy. Not going to lie. You could be wrong many a times, and it's a difficult one, man. I mean, I do genuinely think we're going to get some more weakness in the dollar. I do. Might not be big or anything like that, but I do think there is weakness to come on the dollar, and probably only to around this demand here. I think something catastrophic would have to happen for it to get all the way down here. So this one, A and B, I think will be a bit downward movement, but then that would, yeah. Or we could just get a pullback into this demand and continuation. So again, the dollar is going to be one that I'm going to keep an eye on closely. because it is very unpredictable at the minute. Same as gold, it's as bad as gold. People think they're trying to crash the US economy to strengthen the dollar, or something along those lines. I had someone speak to me about, and I was like, mate, what are you going on about? No, it wasn't. It was a video actually online, like a clickbait thing. Click it and then you listen to it and ain't got a clue what they're talking about. Just turn it off. Yeah, there's a gap to fill there as well. Seen this gap here. So look, looking on the bright side of life here with the dollar. Tonight's market open could be this gap fill, right? So the market could open tonight top of this gap, and then that will create a gap down here because it's opened above to close this gap here. So that's good. So then once you fill this gap here, you've then got a target just here to fill this gap for a scalp. But what I'm saying is, what I'm visually seeing is this could be the next lower high because it won't go higher than this, and then the creation of the downtrend down into these demands. These are only 4-hour demands, right, guys? So don't put your house on it that these hold and price just moves away. All right, your better ones are down here, this one and this one. So yes, we're in a bit of a key area at the minute. We've got with the dollar, we are in a bit of a key area. I'm going to start doing gold last because every time I speak about gold, it's just there in my head, and gold is always in my head. It's annoying. But yeah, that'd be quite nice play on the dollar. So then this would give it, pullbacks are healthy. Long-term pullbacks are healthy within the chart. Okay, so don't be disheartened thinking that you've missed a move. No, there's always another trade, always somewhere to wait for pullbacks and be patient with. Okay, so this is what I'm going to like with the dollar here. All right. Swiss franc, there's not really a great deal to speak about because it's like all-time highs, I do believe, ish. Yeah. Well, more or less. So this is British pound Swiss franc trade we're talking about, okay? What was this supply here? Probably 4 hours. Yeah. So we're trending down nicely. We'll go on the daily. So we're trending down nicely. Bend end of the trend, bend at the end. There's a very nice gap down here to fill. So the Swiss franc probably won't get back up to here again now. I can't see that coming. I can't see the Swiss franc going up into here now. I think if you're in shorts on a Swiss franc pair and you're in profit, happy days. You've got a little gap here as well. Little gap there. Yeah, you're in shorts on any Swiss franc pair. Fair play. Not really. Yeah, not really much else to really speak about. Really, it's got a long way to drop. Basically, a bit like the euro, and again, like sort of massive head and shoulders. Doom. Yeah, we'll call this one Batman's mask because I think that's going to be quite a little nice spike up before I drop down. Yeah, Swiss franc continuation to the downside for sure. New Zealand consolidation sideways. It's, what I'm looking at is let's get rid of some of this. If you look at this, this is like a major zone, all right? and price is just in this major zone. It's not going up, it's not going down. So that being said, we've been over these scenarios before. You can take trades in these areas. So wait for price to sort of add a bit of a pullback off this level here, a rejection off of it. Sorry. You could do something like this. Stop loss there, covering yourself below here, but this then could be a bear trap. But no, don't think of it like that. Excuse me. Wait for price to get into the bottom of this zone, and you could get in some buy positions on on New Zealand dollar pairs, with potential to then break out of this zone to then go higher. That's how I like to trade zones, like consolidation zones. I'll wait for price to get to either the bottom of it or the top of it, and then hold that price and see how it reacts when it gets to the support or the opposite resistance, or supply or demand. So that's a nice little idea on the New Zealand dollar, which I do like. Gap to fill down there, so you could even refine your entry to there. But then, now guys, listen carefully, because I'll be honest. I'll be honest here now. I say about always look left at the clean moves of the candlesticks. So let's cancel this idea, and I've got a reason for it, and you'll thank me for it, because a few of you could have taken that and be like, "Oh, price has dropped, took me out." Right. So look at this here. That is very strong, powerful move up, right there. That is clean institutional move. That's money moving, that is. When the New Zealand dollar gets down to this level down here and this level here, might take a bit of break-in, might take a day or two, but we're going to get a thumping move down. And it'll probably be a New Zealand dollar news impact that would make it go down into here. And you'll probably find it'll basically be this. Ooh. Ping, like that. Because price is going to mirror that move to the left. So cancel that, what I said about here. I didn't really look at this very well, which is easy. It's easy to forget. But yeah, so New Zealand dollar, my advice is to wait. Like we always do, this is now nice clean demand. This is a very safe play now. Safer play, shall I say. So this is a standard demand entry. Part of this is, the holy grail demand down here, shall we say. So that's what the New Zealand dollar will probably end up doing. All right. Aussie is probably very similar, to be honest with you. Nowhere near similar, to be honest with you. I'm not even going to bother talk. Do you know what? The Aussie is just, I think it's bracing for something massive to happen. Because that, again, going back to coils, a coiled spring, when it's caught up and let go, it's got a lot of power launch out of it. Similar situation to here. This is bracing for something big to go pop up or pop down. So not going to waste my time with that. Mexican, again, it's sort of hitting this daily supply and rejecting off of it, nearly breaching it. Been in this supply for quite some time. So your next supply is up here. Keep an eye on this. This will be interesting to just keep watching the progress for next week's outlook, to be honest with you. The Japanese yen, I think there's going to be some volatility on this one tonight. They've had major news all day today. And obviously the markets are closed. So when the markets open, all this news is going to be, how do I explain it? then released into the market, and then this Japanese yen is going to have a big old gap tonight. What way is a good question. I would probably say gap down, but again, it's a good question. I don't like any ideas with the yen at the minute, guys. Not to say that if anyone wants me to look in depth at GJ or anything, I will, and then I could get back into this and then look at supply and demand. But yeah, not much on with the yen, guys, at the minute. Canadian, again, it's just nothing's really moving, is it? Considering all that volatility we had last week with Trump, like nothing, everything's just stair stepping. It's just slowly going. And what I mean by that is we'll take the Canadian dollar for example. Like here, for instance, this move here, these candles here, even here, here, they're clean flowing candles. They're trending candles. They're moving nicely into a direction. Same as here, they're moving nicely into a direction. Quite, they know where they want to go. Down the stairs or up the stairs, pretty simple. Here, it's just not great, is it? Do you know what I'm saying? Bit of a gap down here, but it's not great. It's not really. So I think we could, I mean, I don't like the Canadian personally, so I can't see nothing on the Canadian until we get down into these demands down around here. British pound. So we're getting into the juiciness now. So the British pound's filled this gap that I said it would fill, marked on the 4 hour. So we filled that gap and we nearly breached this demand. And this was pretty strong demand, but obviously you have demand there. There'll be demand down here, down here, down here, down here. So again, some big news impacts coming up next week. And I think so. We've looked at the euro, we've looked at the Swiss, we've looked at the US dollar, the New Zealand dollar, and the British pound. Other than the Swiss, next week, all 3 or 4 of them currency pairs have got news impaction days. So that being said, we need to just be a bit gingerly here now and see how I reckon just see how next week plays out. See how next week plays out. Just sideways movement. Not going up, not going down. It's just sideways. Filled this gap here, potentially breach this demand down here. Could be room to go down further. And then your next levels will go on, we'll do it for the daily. So your next levels, if we do break this demand, this is a difficult one, but we find it, sort of level on top of level on top of level, really. So I will just take it as one big zone. That's your demand. It's not the best demand, but it is demand. This is the best one here, wider version. Oh. Yeah, and it was this one as well. Now I've got some personal opinions about why I think the pound's going to drop, but I'll keep it to myself. It's just within the country, but so I think I don't think the pound's going. I don't think the pound's going to drop down to here because I've been looking at this here, which is a nice gap fill down here in this demand. So that would then tie in with the pound dropping into the next demand. This is the British pound Swiss franc trade I did. which is coming back into our area. Nearly a bearish engulfing of the day before, daily bullish engulfing. And there is a definite gap there. So I still like British pound Swiss franc longs. That's what I do like, British pound Swiss franc longs for safe trade. But again, I'll have to monitor this alongside the British pound itself and see what the reaction is when we do get into these demands around here. Because I think this will be, yeah, I've got a funny feeling we're going to drop into this demand and ping off. I don't think it's going to break this. I think this was pretty safe. You can see how safe it is by how many times it's been dancing around before it was actually generated. So it does like, price does like this area, basically. Price does like this area, so it is, yeah, strongish. You can go by several factors as to why a supply area is very strong or a demand area is very strong. Like, I'll look at multiple factors. I won't just look at the generation of the powerful candles leaving it. I look at multiple factors. I do prefer these areas with these candles. I do prefer it, but I also value these areas as well strongly. And yeah, British pound potentially going down into this demand before turning round. And then that should time with the British pound Swiss franc. So also, I can't believe I missed this. Someone brought it to my attention. They platinum or palladium, which one of the two. I think it's palladium. I mean, what people have seen is this. They've seen this supply, had a reaction from this supply. Wider. Hell of a reaction out of this supply, to be honest with you, which is, if you ever want to see an example of perfect supply and demand reaction, this is it. That is it. Rejection out of it. You know, look how powerful that bullish would have been going into it. And then with the rejection hammer candle down, I don't think that will go up again now. I reckon this will be a nice little downward trend. And you got some pretty cool targets. You could get up to about here. Price could come up to about here. Could get a candle going up to there and then the next one going down. So, bit annoying that I didn't see this one really. Someone spoke to me about it Thursday, Friday last week, and I was gutted, but I wasn't going to go just jumping in it willy-nilly. I don't do that nowadays. Like, that's not, I don't do that now. And it's a hard one to get rid of, but it's nice when it's got. That's where the patience and the discipline comes in, and the experience. But palladium, for you all that are in palladium, great shout. You've got some very nice potential targets. Very nice targets. So this is the trade. Your entry would have been there realistically, but price went in drawdown a little bit for you. There's a very good target. Yeah, I like that palladium trade. For people that are in that trade, fair play to you. It's going to work out nice, that. Yeah, it's going to work out nice. Fair play. Silver. Interesting one. New supply. Not a very strong new supply. but that is some supply on the 4-hourly chart. Rejection off the daily 4-hour supply. Also, yeah, that's nice. Oil. Again, oil is another one that I'm just going to be waiting for, to be honest with you. I just don't. It was Sunday last week, I said, didn't I? Was it Sunday last week? No, I was expecting oil to basically, if it broke these levels, to mirror this move up to the left, which I'm sort of glad it hasn't done that, because it's so unsustainable for it. And I'm glad it's sort of dwindling back down, really. And this is my original entry again, which I'm still waiting on. So this is my play on oil. I'm still going to be waiting on. Wait for it to dwindle down, get into this demand, and away we go, basically. Wheat. Not far away, was I? Not far away, was I at all? So it's reacted off of nothing, really. I was going to say, is this demand? It's hard to tell, because obviously you've had a clean move up, but then you've got a gap in the market. On my trade station, that would probably be a clean move. So this, could be the demand, which has had a very nice reaction off of. This is what I like to see. When price genuinely does hit your supply and demand areas, you get reactions like this, you know you're cooking. So if you did get triggered in this trade, you would have taken a few bits of drawdown, day and a half's worth of drawdown, let's say, and now you're up into some profit. But again, the bigger picture, it is sort of sideways between two different price levels. So break above these highs, break above that high there, break above that high there, then you'll be going up nicely for sure. It's a slow old girl. Wheat is a slow old girl, but it's a nice one. Cocoa. No, that's coffee. Chocolate. Look at that. Bang, bang. A lad that trades with me, who's very good as well, he brought this one to my attention, and only last week I had it marked up, but last week he said, "Oh, look at chocolate," and I was like, "Yeah." So I looked at chocolate, and it has a lot of potential here. Cocoa has a lot of potential. It's filled this gap here that it created. I wish I got in this one. I so wish I got in this one. Because that's going to be a hell of a look at that target there, man. I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback before continuation upside. Like another pullback, not as far down like this, for a safer entry. Oh, hang on a minute. Right, I've just noticed something. All right, which I'm glad I noticed. So next week I'm going to be buying cocoa. Okay. What do we see there? Gap. This is what I just said about the pullback for healthy continuation. Let's get rid of this big thing because it's annoying. Yeah? Get rid of this one as well. So, cocoa. Away you go. You could, I put my stop loss like there. That's your targets up there. So that was a nice little end. What a nice little trade idea that is on cocoa. So the move, there is a move in play. If you got on it, well done. I would put your stop loss to break even now because price is moving away nicely. If you got in down the bottom here, definitely put your stop loss to break even. If you're in it up here, take profits now. If you're in cocoa at the moment, take profits now because price is going to come back down before it goes away again. Okay, so yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty much it really for today. I'm gonna do another midweek one this week, and I'm gonna put some different ideas out there, some crypto ones and all sorts of stuff. Some like daily scalping ideas as well. Might do a video one night a week this week, and yeah, get some nice intraday ideas out there. That's what I've been thinking because I do like my intraday. I love my long term swings, but I like intraday as well. Scalping, I just can't. I'd rather not scalp. Globex traps, I can do. I do Globex if you know, every now and again. But Globex is basically scalping. Globex is a posh term for scalping, to be honest. So, but yeah, cocoa, I like it. I like it a lot. Right, guys, that's it. So I'll speak to you next week. Cheers.